Hello everyone and welcome back. In this video I will be teaching you how to play Chopin's Etude Opus 10 number 3, also known as Tristesse. The first thing that you should know is the E major scale, and it's like this. And Chopin is going to come up with a melody within those notes. So you can see here we have a B, we have an E, and what he'll do is flip these notes, the B underneath, the E on top, and then he uses the rest of the scale to go up. And we have the melody for the first two measures. It's going to start with an upbeat, and we could subdivide this in 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, that's the melody for it. It's important that you start with the upbeat here, a nice sound, then start here, and as you go up, increase the volume. Da, dee, da, go towards there. Same here, start a little bit lighter on the G sharp, da, 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 and get there. Okay, that's the melody for it. Now, he wrote lento ma non troppo, which means not so much. So you could move it a little bit once you play it. Something like that. Okay? So that's it for it. It's important that you play the melody a little bit more emphasized than the background. Therefore, if you have a background like this, you have subdued that, and then you have here. For that, you have to aim towards the melody more than the background itself. Okay? So once again, so we have then this second finger to the fifth finger. Now we're gonna do 3, 4, and fifth finger here. Okay? Now let's start adding up the background to it. It's based on 2 chords. So if you think on the first chord of the scale, you have the first chord there. And what he'll do as background is flip these notes and do this inversion here. And the melody's on top, so he'll move these 2 fingers on the first measure there. G sharp, B, G sharp, B. That's from the same chord. Alright, I'll do it once again. And that's all there is. So when you play all of this at once, you have the B by itself, and then you march here together, 1 and 5, G sharp and E, the B again, and then now we're going to move the melody. You have this G sharp and D, 1, 3, then you have 2, 4, and then you get here to the next chord. Alright, so first chord we have is the inversion here, first inversion, and that's based on only that. So okay, now once you get here, you notice you have D sharp, F sharp, and A, and that's coming from the 5th chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you go to the 5th tone, we could build a B7 chord like this. And all he'll do is bring it all the way down to this inversion here. So if you flip these notes, put them in here, you have the chord itself. Now the only difference is he punched this here. 1, 3, 5, so A is 1, D sharp, and then F sharp, 3 and 5, and then he moved it inside. Alright, so we have here the B7 with those notes. Very light here, the first finger, second finger, and I'm trying to go towards the melody here. So notice that my hand is kind of aiming towards the top of the line. Okay? Now if we add both of them together, so we have this, and then we play it with the melody, towards the melody always. We run this background, play the melody again, and then here we get to the B7 like that. Alright, we got that. Now again, melody. To that we have the background. Okay? And that has to be put all together. So we have this now. Go an up-down movement in this chord. lift, up, down, and up, down here, and then you run the background by itself. That helps to release the tension, and also just remember he wrote a little triangle going towards higher there. More sound now. Open up, and that's all there is. So we have the two chords. You could think on the inversion here and then on the inversion here, and we only have the D sharp as a passing tone. There. And notice that we're using all the notes from the scale. Okay, now for the left hand we have the B and basically this chord, and what we'll take is the E, put it underneath, and the B also here, and that's all we have. And he wrote an interesting rhythm there, a syncopated rhythm where you have to go towards the B, but also this E is the foundation for the harmony. So we're gonna play E, D, 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 D. Okay, notice here how I emphasize, even though the rhythm is here, I make a jump there. So that B that's emphasized is syncopated. So that's very important. Okay, now harmonically it's just this and then this, and then we're gonna go back to E major, the first degree of the scale. Now let's try to start matching it, and what we'll do is have in the first measure we have this only up to there, and then once you match, you could start matching the B by itself, match here, so the third finger matches the chord on the right hand, then the B matches together, you run these two notes, you run together now, and you match again here. Now you match here, and you match here, and that's all there is. Now if you play it all at once, okay, so it's important that you have on the top of the melody, subdued to that you have, but all of this with the background, which is cannot overpower the melody, so we have to play still light. Alright, all of this at once. Alright, sometimes you could play around with the background itself, let's say how it sounds without the melody. Like that, or play with just the melody. So that way you make you aware of the top of the melody, the background, and the bass notes on the left hand. As far as the pedal goes, I will put it by chord. So this is one pedal. Oh, you might change it there a little bit, but if you have trouble, you could keep it. A general pedal will be change here, change here. So pretty much you do up down on the bass, 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 and then you clean up based on the right hand a little bit. If you put together the D sharp and E, that sounds bad, so you have to change there. Change, change, and get here change. So you want to clean that up. You don't want this kind of pedal when all of them blend together, so you want to clean, clean, clean. And we got the first measure. As far as the tempo, I like it like it says, lento, but not so much. So alright, let's continue now to the next measure. And now we have a melody in here. And I kind of like to put fifth finger there. then 4, and then back to 5. He wrote again a little triangular crescendo towards the G, da, 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 and then a little accent that you might want to do it because it's a long note. Now, as far as the harmony goes, we keep the same. Remember, we discussed A and B, so the right hand will do this. Notice you have the B7 again, 5th chord of the scale, all the way down here. But instead, he will do the A, then play together the B with the G, then adds the D sharp in the middle, 1, 3, 5. Then we have 2, 4, B and F sharp, and then we have G sharp, E, and G sharp on the top with 1, 3, 5, and then we move it right here. Right. If I play just the background for the right hand, we have the A, B, then adds the D sharp, B, and then G, B, G sharp, and B. On top of that, we have this. Here we match B and G sharp. We add the D sharp and A. We do the B and F sharp, and then we play 1, 3, 5 here, coming back to E major. Alright, I'll do it once again, one last time. So let's say we have this blend in from before. Let's say we play this. Now we match this by itself, but we blend in here 2, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1, 4, and then here. Also, you could do 2, 4 like we did. I think 1, 4 is better. Let me do it again. So 2, 4, and then 1, 3, 5, and then move it. Alright, so same harmony. So we're going from this chord, B7 inversion, to E major. Okay, now since we're in B7, left hand is going to remain with B, and then E, with the same rhythm, syncopated. Alright, let's try to put this together. So let's say if we come a little bit from before, get there. Now we're gonna slow down. So we blend in here these two notes on the top. We play the A and the B. Now we're gonna do the B and G sharp together here, like this. Now we play this A, D sharp, G sharp, 1, 3, 5. Then we have the B and F sharp. And then we match it again, E, like this, G sharp, and then we move it, match, and that's all there is there. Let's try to play it very slow, those two measures, so maybe I slow down so you see it, match here, match here, match here, match here, match here again, and match here. Alright, important things that you bring out the melody and you also do the bass and the syncopated note. Alright, let's play up to there. Always bring out the melody on top. Okay, now let's continue. Now it's going to open, and we have this as a melody. A, G sharp, C, and then descending. Notice how I open from A, get there to the top, decrease now, increase a little bit. Of course, that would be the simple melody, and now we have to harmonize it with the same chords. So when you do this, up to there, we'll use the E major underneath, the first chord, and notice that we start here like this, G sharp here, remember that we did. There you have the first finger. Now we're going to harmonize with E, B, E. Alright, which is part of the E major chord. Now let me start here and add the melody. So we have this, we have the melody on top. Now we switch the fingers. This is 2-5. Now we're gonna have 1-4, then 2-3 on E and G sharp, and then we get here. But it's gonna change the harmony there. So I'll do it again. So that will be a little faster. Let me do it slow again. 1-2-5 here. 1-4, 2-3, and get there. The important thing is that you aim towards the top, the 5th finger, the 4th finger, and the 3rd finger, so that way you sing. Remember that you could practice this very light, and then and do that then. Get there. Now we're gonna add to this the syncopated rhythm in E major, right? So we have the same 5th interval, E and B, and we do this together here, this one by itself, together, and then we get there to the top. Alright, I'll do it one last time. So okay. Now after you get to the C sharp, we have B and A, and we harmonize it with the B7. So if you do up to there, and you'll do 5th finger, then 5 again, and 4. Okay. For the rest of the hand, we're gonna do the background, and we have this. Let's say if we come from before, we're gonna do 1 here. Then you have 4th finger and B. Okay, so we have 1, 4, 1, and then 2 here. All of this at once. We have this 1, 5, 4th finger lighter, B 1, then D sharp and B together, and then B and A. All right, do it one last time from before. 4, 1, 2, 5, and 1, 4. Okay, always remember, bring out that melody. Now left hand we have this, but then you have the B from the harmony. So if I start right here, putting it together, this section of the measure, you have that together by itself now, together, and then here, and that's all there is. Let's play those 3 measures now very slow. So we have get there, da, 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 da. And we get there. Let me play it once again very slow. March, march by itself, march together, together by itself, together, together, together by itself, together, 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 together by itself, together, and get to the top, together by itself, together, and we get there. Let's just play it up to there and see what it sounds like. We got to here, and now we're gonna do this section. And then it's gonna change. Now we're gonna continue measure 4, and remember we end up with B and A. Now the melody is gonna do this. Da, 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 dee, da. And then measure 5. Da, 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 dee. Okay, so as you can see, we have the A, the G sharp, the D sharp, E, F sharp. This is part 4. So when you do, you're gonna do 4th finger, then 3rd, you're gonna substitute to 5, then 3 here, 4 and 5. Alright. Okay, when you do the A here on the melody, remember that we're coming from before, we're gonna harmonize it with the 1st chord of the scale, which is E major, and he'll take on this inversion here. So you have underneath the melody this chord outline. So you can see here, 1, this is the background. That's all we have. So when you do it together, 1, 4, 2, 3, you substitute here to 5 and then leap. 1, 3, G sharp and D sharp, B and E, 2, 4, and then you get here. And you have A, C sharp and F sharp with 1, 3, 5. Do it one last time. Alright, and always aim towards the top of the note. The 4th finger, the 3rd, the 5th, 3rd, 4th, and then here. Alright. Now once you put it together, because it's all related to E major, we keep the same background. B there, right? We haven't changed that. Okay, let's do that at the same time. So we have this matched together. Matched together, we substitute the fingers. Match here. And we get this to this chord. As you can see, here's A, C sharp, F sharp, and you have a B on the bass. And if you do the inversion, you'll find out that's the 2 chord. F sharp minor over B. That's the chord. Very wonderful sound. So you have this, and then you move the 3rd. So pretty much moving back and forth the 2. So we have the 3rds there. I like to do it 1, 3, 2, 4, 1, 3, 2, 4, and then 1, 2. And because we're discussing that chord, you do the B's. Alright, at the same time, match here, match here, match here, and then here 1, 2, and it's gonna end right there. Let's do this 4th measure again. So match, 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 and match again here. And now we have the end of the line. I like to do 5, 5, 4, and then 5 again. So we blend in the melody. Underneath that, we're gonna have 3rds, and then back to this background. And you could do it with 1, 2, 1, 3. Fairly simple. So coming from the 4th measure, when we do this, and now we do 1, 2, and we add the 3rds here, 1, 3, 5, 1, 2, 5, then 1, 3, 4, and then we have the E major. Alright, to this we're gonna add first the B with the same rhythm and the E. Okay, now once you do it again at the same time, we match there on the 5th measure. The F was blended in. Let's keep it down. So now you go here, match it by itself, match it, and we get here. I'll do it once again. So decrease the volume and get there. Now it's going to change the theme, so we could take a little breathe there, hold it there, so and then go. Okay, now I'm going to play a little bit what it would sound like all together, maybe slow first and then a little faster. So we match, match, by itself, match, together, together, by itself, together, together, by itself, together, together, together. Increase the volume. Sing always. We got there. Then we're gonna change. Important that you always think on the melody. Simplify it. Pa pa pa. Get there. Now release here. Again increase. Same here. And then ends. Okay. You could also do a study in the background and play like this. Okay? And at the same time now you could speed up sometimes. Let's say start slow. Slow down a little bit there. You get there. I hope this video was helpful, and if you enjoyed, subscribe. Also, thank you very much and all my supporters from Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee.